Welcome back, man.
Hey.
Episode 21, Ign'ant Sports.
2-1.
We are on, I think I've lost track of the weeks. I think we're on probably like week 24 now, because the first time we did it was week 22.
Yeah, that's what I put.
Yep, week 24. All right, what's up? So we had, what was it? I think 7 games last week to go through that we got now. We had a little less NFL free agency news. And I only say a little less because this is more like normal. But the first 2 weeks were just out of control, like we said before.
Yes, very out of control.
So what do we have to touch on? Not too many. I guess who was your guy again? Wagner, was it?
Yeah, Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner. I'd say that's probably the biggest one of the week.
Definitely that. Yep. Linebacker for $50 million at least and 5 years. So, looking to win some more championships. As long as he up and down those stays and Cooper Cup and offense stays good,
because we talked about it earlier, and it makes sense to want to not have one weak spot, only be that Rams best show on turf, greatest show on turf, and not have any defense to back you up. So it makes sense. Although, like I was saying earlier, I do still think it's because the homie's like 11, 12 years into his career, like. 5 years is a long time, especially for injury and this and that. So that's the reason why at first I said 5 years seems like a long time. Seems more of like a 3 year with maybe like I don't know how they do like the whole option thing, but like after 2 years, maybe like they can re-sign, but like for a discount or for more money or for a bonus or for whatever. But that seemed like a long time, especially since Stafford got signed for only 1 year more, and he's the backbone of the franchise.
Definitely that. Him a cup.
True.
Yeah. And then the other thing, being your guy.
My man, Malcolm Butler. Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Super Bowl 49, I want to say. Yep, 49. Hero. And it was really funny because I had just seen in the Patriots subreddit, like Bill Belichick comments on Malcolm Butler's historic Super Bowl 49 performance, and the only thing he had to say was, it's in the past.
That's not like Belichick.
That's the only thing he had to say about when asked about Butler.
Bring that same Butler to the present. That's all I want.
Yeah,
that's all I ask.
It says signed 2-year contract. Doesn't say how much. I would have to imagine not terribly a lot, because I believe he was either cut by Tennessee or he just didn't get a lot of playing time in the rest of the season. But
I was reading. I don't know if it's Tennessee or Cardinals, whichever team he was.
I believe it was Tennessee.
Yeah, he was like on reserve, kind of a thing, and then supposedly he was like working out. So it was kind of like maybe I'll come back, kind of like I felt like an Eric Will, but like he actually was involved with the NFL.
Yeah.
Instead of like get a call and was just like, hey, you want to come play? Like.
I had forgotten about. Sorry, I was a little distracted because I had thought of something and I just checked it, and there was another big one that we kind of forgot to talk about before. And it'll lead into another move on this team. But Ronald Jones signed to KC, 1-year deal. So I believe he was he kind of like running back with Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
So that to me was just another the rich get richer in KC.
Yes, sir. And Mahomes is like, I'm not complaining because I'm losing big offensive weapons. So
yeah, well they lost Hill, and then they got Schuster, they got Ronald Jones, and then. And then they got MVS. So yeah, they're good, man. They're good now. They're good.
Yep.
Anything else off the top of your head? And if there's anything big, we can always just kind of touch on it next week. Because like I said, I think we might have even missed Butler from the last week.
Yeah, right. Because that seemed like one of the ones that just went under the radar. Like usually, I can get it though, because since it wasn't like that big of a signing and stuff like that, and it's kind of like on. Maybe not on the decline in the sense of like I'm getting older, so it's just like it's not too much of an excitement, but yes, though.
I remember seeing quickly Bengals signed Eli Apple 1 year. I don't think we touched on that at any point yet. Just a little thing, just worth mentioning because he was pretty integral in their almost Super Bowl win. And another one that I saw was just oddly enough, did we touch on Jacoby Brissett signing to the Cleveland Browns? Like them just stacking up on B and C quarterback. I mean, I guess Deshaun Watson's like closer to like a B+, A-, but still.
Yeah, I feel like it, but I'm not gonna lie, we probably did it.
Yeah, it was just another one of those little ones where I feel like we heard probably heard about it, but it just didn't come up. But now that those are one of those ones that may have happened in the first couple of weeks that like were literally not worth mentioning because we had so much other stuff going on. Joe
Very
Flacco re-signing
true.
1 year with the Jets again, same thing. But yeah, Teddy Bridgewater
Yeah,
signed with the Dolphins. I saw that for.
yeah. I was like, I don't think I think I did see that. But yeah, we didn't touch that
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, am I tripping? Oh, the other thing is, actually, yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, Andy to Saints for 1 year.
Dalton?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. That's a new one. I
Um,
haven't even heard about that one at all.
yeah, yeah.
All
I
right,
barely. I think I just saw it all
excellent.
today.
Here, coming at you probably first at
Uh,
Ign'ant Sports. No one heard about Andy Dalton or the Saints because those are two pretty bottom, C quarterback on a C team.
yep.
But
But
wait, and they re-signed Winston? Did we talk
yeah,
about that?
no, and
Oh my
that's what I was
God,
gonna say.
we're behind us. Yeah, we definitely missed a lot with all the craziness that went on
Well,
with those
well,
big
well,
names.
it makes sense because for the fact that because like I was looking at, I was like 25th was our date we record, and
Yeah.
then like for the 28th and 29th and yesterday and today it's like when the news kind of happened.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was like I was gonna say it's cool though to see though because he straight up said like um I'm cool with being on the bench and kind of stuff like this is your
Winston said
team.
that, or Dalton said
No,
that?
no, no,
Because honestly,
like
if you told me both those guys are on the team, like I couldn't guess which one's gonna be. I would wager that after Winston throws like 7 picks in his first game, that Dalton's starting the second game.
hmm hmm
So I'm sure, and he's probably just saying that too, knowing that that's the best teammate thing to say,
oh
and
yeah,
you will let the season play out.
yeah.
Hmm.
And just, crossing your fingers, like, want you to fumble, want you to fumble, maybe not an interception because those, well, probably interception because those actually are probably a little harder to score off of than a fumble. But it's just
Yeah.
like, looking for something bad to happen,
Well,
no injuries.
interception at the very least, you're not going to be in terrible field position usually. Whereas the fumble, even if they don't gain any yards, like you didn't at least fumble the ball but down the field first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we shall see.
Hmm.
We shall see. But I think, yeah, other than that, that's it.
Cool, man. So we had not too many games to go through. If you want to just go through how we normally do that, top left, one through right. Start off with our Washington at Detroit pick. I want to say that was you. That was a nice little
Yep,
two
it
out of
was.
three. 2 out of 3 for you. Had Washington +3. At first, I was looking at it, I was like, oh, damn, did he get another tie? I was like, oh, wait, no, +3. So
All right.
you got that one pretty good. It was above 218 was our over-under. And it's like, who knows what some of these games are like we were talking before. So two, like, we're both wrong. Like, not only were you wrong, but the odds makers are wrong too. They set the line at 218 and it was at 197. So I feel like one thing I was thinking about earlier today is in this current era, maybe it's just sometimes the numbers really do happen to be accurate and that's lucky. Because when the three ball gets hot, man, like the score is just so inflated. And then when
Yeah.
then these teams are not hitting nothing, or if maybe they're not getting the calls for fouls, the scores are pretty low. And they still seem competitive. Like I watched 2 different games, and then one game ends up being like 120 to 130 and the other game ends up being like 90 to 100 and they both feel just as exciting, just as competitive, and it's all because the three or that and one.
Yeah.
So it's a hard one, we'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Washington was 9 for 30 in the threes and Detroit 6 for 32. So yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know the odds, but like we talking 1/3 barely of your threes is being made
Yep.
for
We were
one
looking at a
pick.
pretty reasonable spread here. Washington was 62 from the starters, 38 from the bench. Detroit was 53 and 44.
Yeah, and I was thankful this that Porzingis came through because I was like, oh wow, both Kyle and Bill
Hmm.
out. So it was
Well,
just like
what's
when I went.
crazy? Oh, I'm sorry. Finish what you're saying.
But so yeah, I was just gonna say yeah. When I went to go, cause like in my head, I was like, dang, they barely went by 3, and I'm like, go to click on the
Hmm.
score box, and I'm like, oh, that's why. And I was like, well, good job, bro. Like, you stepped up when it needed to be.
No, the only thing that I was gonna say was that I was actually trying to, as much as I could, read the NBA injury reserve, and one of the main things that I noticed was Washington had like 8 players out, and so when you're just like, oh, they're out, and it's like, yeah, they've got a lot of people out right now. It seems like more than any other team right now.
Yeah, definitely that.
So, and I was looking at, yeah, Detroit. Oh man, 53 from the starters is really, you're not going to get many wins when you only put up 53 points from the starters. If you're not having one of
Nah,
these crazy bench performances.
nah, no, sir. I mean, 25 off the bench, that's nice. But 10 is like,
Those are more. Whenever I see things like that, to me, that's like a pseudo starter. Like that doesn't really count for bench points. Like when Bog had like 30 or something
Yeah.
off the bench, and like
Yeah.
the bench actually outscored the starters. Like that's the only reason why I haven't started doing this, was I think that's just an anomaly. So when you see things like that, and then you also simultaneously see 27 minutes 8 points, 22 minutes 6 points, yeah. And here's another thing too that I was thinking about. Maybe I'll start looking at just like maybe fourth quarter numbers, if it would be easy enough to find like just like last 5 minutes. I think it'd be really cool to see on average who is also closing, and like seeing like what happened specifically in the last 5 minutes of the game. So I thought that would be really nice. They got the starters, the bench, which is kind of like the relievers, the middle, and then if we can get those closers, whichever one of the starters basically that can stick around, I feel like that'd be some good data in trying to figure out these over unders a little bit better. But I might just start focusing on the fourth quarter for now. So the last 5 minutes located in the fourth quarter, but yeah, I haven't started doing that yet, like comparing teams' fourth quarters.
Yeah. I was gonna say you can do that possibly with the shot chart. At the bottom that we had saw, because
Oh,
you can
right,
change
right,
it
right,
to
right,
fourth.
yeah.
You can change it to fourth quarter, and it shows all the misses and makes.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I'd have to mess around a little bit more and figure out like an easy way to get all that kind of data.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then we had
Yeah. You can download it. That's interesting. I don't know what that
dude,
means.
this one hurt. I was watching the highlights of this one actually too. So
Oops, wrong thing.
Utah at Charlotte. I had Utah
Nope.
by negative 3.5. I had under 231. Sure,
All
somehow
right.
this is one of those games, man. And when I was watching this, I was like, man, like boom, 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 3-3-3. Isaiah Thomas was crazy, like driving to the rim and then scoring from long too. And then, but Utah, did not win because of all of that stuff. They seemed very cold. And when Charlotte picks up, that's why we were talking before off camera. They're one of those teams, you bet $100, like win 40,000 if they win. Like, it's not bad. $100 to
Yep.
win 40 G's. If that's exactly how those odds work, they were plus 40,000. So I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. But nevertheless, I think that they're one of those teams that could be a sleeper team to make a deep run in the postseason.
Yeah. I had noticed. I was like, the other brother, or assume I don't think we confirmed it, but Bonjan,
Yes,
he
right, right,
didn't
right.
play.
No, he did not.
So that he definitely could have made up for
Hmm.
the other 6 points.
Yes, yes.
So I know they took a hurting on that. I wish because and then for sure, right, Hassan still has. I think he has been out this whole time, right? I feel like since he's been traded, or
I want to say so. Yeah.
yeah. So of course, yeah, at least defensive presence,
Hmm.
could help. So
So
yeah,
whatever injury and or lack of player complaints you have, just remember my Bosch bug not being there to hook it up. I had
yes,
to rely on the Rudies, and when one Rudy only gives you 3 points, it ain't
yeah,
happening, bro.
nah,
It ain't happening. Especially let me check out. Okay, so Thomas only had 9 points, but he looked good with those 9 points. Ball was balling out, man. 21 points. Rozier 25.
oh yeah,
It was they look good, man. Like when they were looking good, they were looking pretty good. They were flying.
yeah,
So let me see, where were they at too? I have the numbers here. Charlotte was 79 from their starters, 28 from the bench. I feel like that's like a really just like solid way to win the game too. Like you kind of blow them out with your good players and your bad
yep,
player. Not bad player. I'm sorry. Your lesser
yeah.
starting
Lesser
players.
players, yes,
Your worser players.
yes,
Your 6 through 10 plus gave you about, I feel like a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 ratio is pretty reasonable. Utah was about right around there at 68-33 in that 2-to-1, but they just couldn't. You need to be 2-to-1, but just those numbers need to be higher.
yeah, definitely that. What's that players? So then
We
the
had
Golden State,
Yep, at
yeah,
Atlanta, and
that
where
was yours again.
Mm-hmm. And there's like another one too, man, when it comes to the over under, where it's just like, who knows? And I actually do remember specifically we're talking about it. What am I betting on here? And I specifically bet against Golden State's ability to put up points. I know that Clay's out. I'm sorry, Clay's putting up
All right.
37. I know that Steph is out, and I knew
Yeah.
that. Okay, I didn't know that Iguodala is out, but good to know for a retrospective. But
Right.
whenever Steph is out, I've just seen Golden State like suck way too many times. But so the fact that they put up 110, if they just put up 100, then it would have been a tie. So if then they put up 11 less, or Atlanta, I kind of expected them to put up around 118 to 125.
Yeah. So I went to go look to see make sure I chose the right teams, because I just looked at this and I was like, I can see what teams I would pick from each.
Mm.
And when I got to that game, yeah, you were like, yeah, I think I can see Atlanta scoring 120, and I just started laughing. I was just like, I was like, he was 1 point off. I was
Yep.
just like, he got that part right. It was like,
Right.
no, it's like up to Golden State to do theirs.
Right, right. No, and that was exactly how I broke it down, and I guess I was half right, half wrong. I bet against the shooters. I mean, you can even know Clay's gonna go off for 37, but man,
Oh
like
yeah,
even like looking at their box, it's like, man, they really got 110 out of just 37, 24, 14, and then just a bunch of little damn like 9, 4, 4,
yep.
6, 8, 4.
Like,
Damn
oh
you,
no,
Andrew Wiggins. Really, it was Gary
exactly.
Payton.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Cool. Well, at the very least, I got Atlanta won the game, and I got the over under. So I was
yep.
wasn't able to get. And I know we only had the few games, but I was looking for my 3 for. I was like, did I get it? And it was really hurt me too because I looked at the Philly like over under first. Like I kind of like just looked up. I was like, oh, above 221 when I was looking for it, and I was like, sweet, I got that. I was like, oh no, I looked at the wrong game.
Wrong one.
Yeah, but real quick, Golden State was 78 from the starters, 32 from the bench. Atlanta, the team that started this all by having their bench outscore their starters, has now the largest discrepancy to date. It was previously Sacramento, and now Atlanta has 108 from the starters, 13 from the bench. If you look at that young 13, you can even see 553. I was like adding it up. I was like, man, these are some big
Crazy.
numbers, and I'm like, wait a minute, why am I doing this? 355. Okay, cool, easy. So that was just a bigger example of who was the first team of Charlotte. You know, the starters just blowing them out and
Yeah,
having the good players be good, and then the less gooder players be not quite that bad. And in this instance, they just didn't even need to play them. Like they were out there, and they just I guess didn't give up enough points to have it matter, or the starters just put them in that big of a lead. But that was
exactly.
relatively dominant.
Yeah, and yeah. I was like, dang, man. Well, I was like, at least he's not still not getting three, so I was just
Yeah,
like,
right.
I'll take it.
Um,
Here we are, the dang Knicks in Miami Heat.
I was like, speaking of not getting 3, so these Knicks apparently just decided to like roll down to Miami and show up. Is that what it was?
Yeah, because there was no Julius Randle. Because I was just like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Julius must have had like a decent 20. I gotta click that box score. I was like, where's Julius Randle?
And you know
Where's your
what's great?
points at, brother?
This is a great time to touch on it too, Miami, because when I was checking that injury reserve list, it was weird. Like I was looking, I was like, this can't be up to date. I was like, Jimmy Butler and Victor Oladipo are both out, and so this looks like it was probably one of Jimmy's first games back. Because if you check the injury report now, Victor is also back. They've both played games. They both played and slash beat Boston. Those, anyways. But crazy that looking back on it, like when we were just clicking on it, I was like, wait, did Jimmy play? Because that would make more sense. You know why Miami's able to go down there. It does make sense if Victor didn't. But you'd think that 30 would be able enough to propel him.
Exactly. You would think. But
And why do I feel like 17 for Bam Adebayo is pretty low? Let me check his average. No, I guess 19 is his
well,
average.
yeah, because I want to see it. Not too much.
Some days he can go off though, man. He's one of
Yeah,
those like
yeah. It's like
20,
yeah.
30 type
It's
players.
yeah.
And
But
yeah,
the crazy thing
without
about this
Randall
game,
either, like you said.
yeah. The crazy thing about this game, was Miami had a chance. It was like 30 something seconds left,
Hmm.
and they cornered some New York Knick, and whether it was is Taj on their team? No, not Taj. Kyle was there, and some other defenders. Somebody had a ball, touch on the ball. So it was like, okay, no ball, no jump ball called yet. My man's is moving his feet like crazy. Pivot,
Hmm.
now I can't tell which
Hmm.
fit is supposed to be the pivot. Bench of Miami, like Eric and them, they like travel, and then next thing you know, he just jumps up and throws it to Taj, okay, that's what it is. Taj is on their team, so yeah, he jumps up, throws it. Taj sitting under the basket the whole time,
Hmm.
and he just dunks it for the easy two, and then like now they're down by like 4 or
Yep.
5, and it was just like really. Like, and I was like, there goes our chance of winning. And I was just
Yeah.
like, I lost like that. I was just like,
Damn.
hey, that's crazy to see. But
I'll have to go back and watch that.
yeah, got to see like between that and the fact that Tyler wasn't there, because I was like, Tyler definitely could have easily gave them
Oh yeah,
the
Mr.
eight.
Hero.
Yeah, the Mr. Hero, the 8 points that they needed. So that definitely still hurts them when him and Victor are not in.
Well, they lost this, beat Boston. They're still number 1 in the East, so they're looking good right now.
Yep.
This one was a pretty weird one. Like Miami was like, I'm sorry, New York was 58 and 53, so like almost half and half. I feel like that's got to be bad. Like that can't be that great. Miami was a pretty
Yeah.
standard 74 and 29.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right. But this next game, I was just like, and I felt like this was one of those where I would have to go back to see this part.
Mm-hmm.
Where if I actually no, I didn't because this all would be at the end. But I was like, this would have been one of those like, what was I thinking? Like, why did I think Luca? Why do I keep thinking Luca versus the world? Like, like that's not this season. Or
I
maybe it
don't
never
know.
was.
I could not tell you. This
But
is
yeah, I don't
another
know.
Detroit against I forget what it was. No, it was you picked someone against the Sixers. I forget who it
Yeah,
was.
the Brooklyn.
No, no,
Yeah,
no. Oh wait, was it
yeah.
Dallas?
I think.
No, Dallas. Or so, it was you picked Dallas. You picked Dallas against 76ers.
Oh,
And
okay,
and that's
yeah,
what
yeah,
prevented you from going like,
yeah,
like pretty good last week. Like potentially beating me.
yeah. And it's like I don't know if I'm stuck on this like Luca high when he was like, if that was last season, if maybe the season before now,
Right.
where he was just like going crazy and it was just like he became a what's the saying
Household name?
yeah, household name, because I was like something with a house and a name.
Yeah.
So yeah, so when I went to go see this box score, I was just like, but who's on their team? And I was like, Cat. And as I'm clicking, I was like, Anthony Edwards. I was just like, and then the third one I forgot. But I was just like, of course, I gotta remember three. It's 3-1. And I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, yeah, that's about right. I was like, oh yeah, D'Angelo. And I was like, it wasn't the greatest 15, but I was like, it was nice, like even spread 12, 20, 15 from like the top three, Anthony, Cat, and D'Angelo. So
Yeah, no, very nice, yeah.
it was just like, dang, of
When all your
course,
starters
like,
are in double digits, that looks very nice.
oh yeah, definitely, yeah. And Luca's only doing 24, so he only could cover two. That covers only two starters on
Right.
in Minnesota. So yeah,
Yeah, Minnesota was
it, it
69 and 47 from their starters to bench, which is like pretty powerful, man, having 47 come from your bench when you almost put up 70 from the starters.
yeah.
Then Dallas was a little lackluster at 57 and 38. Nice bench, but bad starting.
Yeah, and it's funny to me, because technically they did get it covered, like his 224, so
Mm-hmm.
that makes two, as he's 2-1, right? And then there's two digits to that's four. Oh, that's four actually. They're missing one, and that last one was Spencer on the bench. So not that's barely just the five to cover the starters. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Reggie Bullock and Dorian Finney-Smith.
Well, at least you
No.
had the under on the 228, so that was a good
Yeah.
call.
Yep. I was just like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't these 20s. They're kind of little difficult, but I don't think not every time. Not every
Right.
time.
So then we had a weird one here, man, that you actually like this was the one that you kind of got like stuck with, and this ended up being your best one. So how about them
Yeah.
apples?
Yeah, because I was just like, wait, what am I thinking? I was like, Houston got this, right? Like I think they got. I was like, because who's even on Portland?
I feel like that
I
was
think
what it
there's
was. Yeah,
a
we were just kind of betting against Portland at this point. With their they got to be like the second most injured team of all
yeah,
when I was looking through.
definitely. Yep. And I was just like, yeah, I was like, for right now, I was like no Lillard. I was just like, I'm never picking him.
No
So,
Bledsoe, no
yeah,
Lillard.
no Bledsoe, no Joe Ingles, like, and even with like those people we name, like, I don't. They'll give you like a 20 maybe every
Mm-hmm.
now and then, like it's like I don't. What was this? What's the? See, that would have gave them barely 1 point win. So that's still is like still you're gonna still need more.
Yeah, and even
So
then,
yeah,
like Rockets, like I wouldn't give them much credit against a lot of people, but against Portland, yeah, I could see that pick.
yeah. So I'm glad I chose them because I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, what am I tripping off?
Under on
And John Wall.
the 235.5. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
235.5.
yeah,
Yep, and that
yeah. I
was
was like, yeah,
pretty
because I think I even said, yeah, I wish they proved me wrong. Like,
right.
I was just like, yeah,
It'd be a crazy game.
I was like, you guys sure you got the scouting report right? Like the injury report, like
Mm-hmm.
Lillard's not playing, right?
Yeah, no, that's a big number. That's a very big number. And then we're looking at,
So,
I think it was, yeah, 68-57 from Houston, which is just kind of like crazy. That makes me think that the bench just kind of like went off on the threes. And then it was 63-43 from starter to bench on Portland.
all right, and then yeah, we got your last game. I was like, of course, the easy pick of the Philly.
I mean, you would think, man, you would think that weak ass Los Angeles Clippers could put up, like 5 more points so I can get my threefer. Like that's on them, man. That's not me. Like that I feel like was a good pick. I'm not gonna change that next time. I feel like over two because you got to know that Philly's gonna be putting up numbers. So this is kind of like that Atlanta thing. It's like, all right, man, they got like over half
Yep.
of this, man. So can you guys just do this one thing, like what I didn't think Golden State could do? Could you just, do like how they did? If I could just have swapped those, whew, that'd been perfect.
Excuse me, yeah, exactly. And And the people who expect during this time, yeah, everybody. The only one to be Zubac maybe could have scored more. I mean, Batum too, just a little bit, but yeah, it's just like yeah, they the ones who's supposed to show up. While
I mean,
Leonard
Marcus
and
Morris, bro, 2 points. Come on, can I get
yeah,
7?
yeah, between the brothers is it'd be up in the air, and but I think this one is the worst one.
What about Semi Ojeleye? I mean, I'm pretty sure I've heard that name enough that he can put up more than 2 points.
That one I've heard.
Never
That
mind,
one
dude. Career 3.3. I lied. I've still heard his name before a lot. I mean, he's still been playing. When was he
But
drafted?
now Rodney Hood, where did you come from? I know. Was it always Utah? Let me see. Oh, he been everywhere, man. Well,
I'm trying to squeeze points wherever I can, man.
yeah. You know what's funny? That's how I remember you, because I remember he had some kind of good game, and he looks like this YouTuber from a group,
Who does?
this Rodney Hood guy.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like this guy named Desmond from YouTube group, a big
Mm-hmm.
popular. That's how I mean I learned about him because of that and the fact that he had that good game.
Yeah.
That's why people in that noticed.
That's funny. So, just to end off on that, Philly was crazy, man. They went 92 and 30 from the start of a bunch, and then Clippers were 50 and 47, another damn near half. Anytime that you are like half and half and you're in that 50-point range, I feel like nope, ain't happening.
No, not
So,
happening.
to give our tally update, I know that it'll be posted on the screen, but just so we can know, you went 6 and 6. I was 5 and 4, and that would have brought you at 49, 30 and 1. But this is that thing I wanted to tell you earlier. I have a amendment, a tallying error in your benefit. Pew 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 pew. I'm not sure if you will recall. It's you're gonna be like, oh yeah. We never gave you the bonus for Lakers
Right.
winning last time. So that has to go on top. So we're going to say 7 and 6 and bump that up to 49, 30 and 1. And mine will be, I'm currently at 54, 25 and 0. So you basically, you gained 1 game over the last week. You were down 6.5. Now you were down 5.5.
Right.
But then I was looking at it too,
Right.
like we didn't have a lot of games too. So like you didn't really have like a huge opportunity to make massive ground.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I needed at least two threes,
Mm-hmm.
two 3-0s if I could, which I could have, but
Yeah. Well,
just
that
so
bonus
some
helps.
like
That bonus is
practice.
like the
Yeah,
difference
definitely.
maker. That like you shouldn't have been that far behind to begin with. It was really only 5.5 this whole time, and we basically like just kind of tied this last week.
Yeah, yeah. But this new week,
I believe
April
it
1st.
is me first because you went first
Yeah,
and last week.
yeah. You first.
Cool.
Is this
Let's see.
13 total?
Oh
10? No, that is 10.
boy, Boston is a 14.5 point favorite against Indiana. Woo. Let's start off with some spice. All right. I'm gonna go with Indiana and the 14.5, but I will go over this nice chunky 225.5. I'm sorry, 222. Excuse me, 222.5.
Right.
I'm looking at the fives too much.
Exactly.
I don't want to lock myself into that worst price. Go over on the 222.5, and then we will take Boston to win.
Okay. Okay. I think my Lakers are playing it. Oh, but we're playing against the New Orleans. Ugh, can we do it? Oh man. All right. Let me say it.
I would hope so, man. It's New Orleans.
But is LaMelo Ball and Scary Terry?
No, you're thinking of freaking Charlotte, bro.
Oh yeah, I am. You love to see it.
I'm like,
Still
bro.
can't
So I'm
really
like, New
see it.
Orleans ain't got nothing going right now.
You still love to see it, man. I
Yeah,
still try
right.
to, man. Goshly,
Yeah.
why did they do that? That's how you know I've been in the league a minute.
Well, we've been mixing those two teams up a couple times because we've talked about it like they're those Southern teams. They've switched names a lot. Historically, they've
Good.
been kind of like, yeah, you know.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, Charlotte is not even playing. So okay, good. Yeah, okay, now it gives me hope. Okay, let's go, my
Yeah.
Lakers.
I already know where you're
Man.
going with this one.
Yeah, you're definitely going under.
Yep.
For the 233 and yeah, Lakers for the win. Like, heck yeah. Yeah.
I might start doing that, man. I gotta start as soon as we saw that. I saw the total / over under on the Minnesota Denver game, and that kind of was like, oh well, if that's kind of how we're gonna do it now, and just pick some big over unders and go under, that's not the worst strategy in the world. But then
Hmm.
I look at that point spread, and that's a tough one. But I think I'll still just kind of go with that. You know what though? Minnesota's a really good team, and Denver's been putting up some eggs lately though. So I think I'm gonna kind of do a very similar thing that I did the last time. Let me take Minnesota +4. Although this time I will go under the 2, 3, 4, 5 and give me Do I want to say Minnesota to win as well? I really have no good reason to other than thinking that it's at Denver, so I guess I'll just say Denver to win just to be logical about it. But I think that 4 points is too much for Minnesota.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking Minnesota's gonna win because I'm like Jamal's not back, but let's see. We shall see. We
A lot
shall
of these
see.
games, just once again, it's like whoever's a little hotter. So sometimes you never know, man. That crowd could come in like they're cheering, and you want to get that three, or they're yelling defense, and it really does mess with them. Who knows? I really
You
couldn't
really
tell you.
don't. You really don't. Oh, I'm going definitely that Portland San Antonio because ain't no literal in there. Woo. Ooh, that's a nice one
15-point
too.
favorite though.
Man.
Who are you taking?
No, I'm still looking because
Okay.
I'm like every team I'm looking, I'm just like Phoenix, Memphis. That's a good back and forth. Okay, Sacramento, Houston. Okay, Houston. I'll take me in Houston. Definitely under the 232,
Okay.
and Houston for the win. That's for
Okay.
sure.
You know what? I'll bite. I actually think that's just too much. I think that I will take Portland plus 15. I will go under 231, and we will go with San Antonio to try and keep the Lakers out of the postseason.
Okay, okay. All right, you chose your Boston, Toronto, Orlando, Dallas, Washington. This question. Okay, I'll choose this. This is no. I'm gonna take my Milwaukee. I'm gonna take Milwaukee 232, 150. Oh wait, did I just say 150 each? Not 150 each, 115 because I was like
Right.
150 each. That's just way too much. Yeah, all right. I'm talking about Milwaukee Clippers. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna take that to be the under and Milwaukee to win for
I
that.
think I would have done the exact same thing if you did not, honestly.
All right, we got four more games. Yeah.
So one. So we have 1, 2, 4, and 7, and it
Yep.
is my pick. Let's go with I was because like I didn't even, I kind of forgot about 7. So like now I'm like, oh wait,
All right.
I'll take that. I like
You
that.
gonna take the 7? You gonna take 7?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
take 7. Give me Phoenix over to win.
Okay.
Yep.
Phoenix win.
Yep. Phoenix over that 230 basically to win, like 230 above. I think that they can both score. Put up that 115.
Right. I feel it. I respect that. I think that is the choice because it's really just Morant versus the world for the most
Right.
part. So,
Right.
so yeah, I'm gonna go take this OKC because I was just like that's easier.
Okay.
And 219.5, 110 each. Who we talking about? Detroit? I'll take it. I'll take the over. A
Okay.
little over.
Yep. Seems good.
Yeah, and OKC to win. So yeah.
All right. And now it's between 1
So
and 2.
yeah, 1 and 2.
Okay. I was gonna take 2 before, so I'll stick with that. Let me take Toronto over to win.
Okay. Washington, Dallas. I was like, this seems a little hard because it's like, is Kyle and them gonna be back? I don't think so. So I'm gonna say Dallas and 220. 120. I'll stick with the over this. So Dallas over Washington.
You're
With
good.
Dallas win.
Okay. Dallas over and to win.
Over and yeah, and to win.
Got it. Cool, man. Cool. So yeah, I think that was about all I had. Yep, that only special little thing was that bonus pick that we forgot to get for you. So maybe we'll do something. I was even thinking too when we were talking earlier, kind of how we are getting really close to the end of the season. Maybe do something like another bonus, for postseason, like do 2x per game or something. Keep it interesting. Keep it consistent
Yeah.
with last year.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Yeah,
Or last
see how that
last
works.
season. Yeah.
Last season.
Well, we have
See how
we have a lot more games to go through this, but we've also had a lot more games to go through every week, I guess. Yeah, because we picked so many more things per game. We didn't really have that many more games. It's just now instead of picking one thing per, the 17 available games throughout the week or 15, 14 depending on the bye, we're now picking 3 things. So, yeah, we've had a lot more. But yeah, we'll see how it all works. But I think that'd be a pretty cool idea, man. Keep an eye out for that. Yeah, we've only got another week, really, because I don't know how it's gonna work. Really, we might not even be able to do a show 2 weeks after this, depending on when the postseason falls and when. Yeah, like we got to figure out when this play-in tournament starts because there might be like a little 2-3 day break.
Yeah, because I know we mentioned it today, and I'm trying to look it up real quick again. Yeah, April 12th. So what is that? 3 days? You were saying like from the last game scheduled supposedly so far.
Yeah, but here's the
Wait, what
thing
happened?
though. Here's the problem though, is we're not going to be able to pick we're not going to have a full days of games like this like we will now. So maybe, just maybe, we might want to even add something on top of that, like a little have to call the whole series type thing. Like I think this team's gonna win in X games, like 5 games to 2. Well, not 5. I'm sorry. Like 4 games to every game is
One,
every round is best of 7 still, right?
yeah,
In
yeah.
NBA. Now, how
Far
does
as
the
I know.
play-in tournament work though?
I just read it, and how was it again? I think it's
Is it
actually a
like best of
best of
5?
5.
Yeah, I
I
would
think
assume it wouldn't be a best of 7 5 rounds now, because best of 7 because you have the one round, you have the divisional, the conference, and then the conference championship, and then the finals. Right? You have to go through 4 rounds.
mm-hmm.
Yep. So to add a 5th round and have that also be 7 games would just be absurd.
Yeah, but look, I know with the NBA, but dang, like we get tires too.
Cool, but yeah, so we will try to get a little more situated and maybe bang out some of this last week's picks, try to get more of these games in our Discord picks, maybe like really ramp that up for the last week of the season. And then what we'll just have to do when we're doing these series is we'll just have to do the games on camera that we can, and then get the rest of them on Discord. Maybe try and call some, like we said, some series overall while we're doing the whole recording.
Exactly. Do all of that because
But man, honestly,
yeah,
if anyone else is out there who's like making some of these NBA picks, like let us know some of your picks, because clearly, especially when it comes to over under, I don't know what I'm doing, and we could use all the tips that we can take. So leave us some tips, man. Some tips on how to make some better sports bets and what your bets are for these Friday games or even for the weekend games. Depending on when you
yeah,
watch this, on the next day's games, whenever you're watching this, it doesn't matter. Just
yeah,
post your pick.
yeah. I'll come through and say like, oh, I would have picked that too, or switch this up.
Yep.
I don't know.
We are always happy to share our opinions, as ignorant as they may be.
Yes, yes.
Because that's the point of this whole
We,
thing, man. We just want to talk sports. It's not we're saying we know sports. We're just saying we want to talk sports.
yeah. That's all.
And so if y'all
Two
want to
fans.
join us and be ignorant too, come join that Discord. Link will be in the description.
Yes, as always. Link down below.
And if anyone likes sports, please share that, because that always helps a lot.
Yes. Hitting the like button, subscribing, all that. All that helps out. Really does.
All right, man. Until next time.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. Thank you, everybody.